technique, obviously, where you sort of hit the strings into the fingerboard. The great Nick Ball said, "You've got to hear this person, Thelma Terry." I was just immediately blown away by the sheer kind of scarcely believable level of playing on those records. So we're going to play 5 of the sides she recorded in 1928, and then something else, but I think let's let the music speak for itself before we say much more. We're going to start off with the first chart I heard of those records, the number that really kind of switched me onto her skill. This is something called Mama's Gone Goodbye. It's a standard by Piron and Bocage. I know it's early doors, but how about a quick hand for the band, everyone? I'll introduce them later, but don't they sound stomping and brilliant? Please. So, Thelma Terry was born in 1901 in Michigan, and then she moved to Chicago and went to the Austin High School, the same Austin High School Bud Freeman went to, and I'm sure loads of other great cats. She was classically trained and sort of did a lot of jobbing around, and then eventually started band leading and stuff. This next number, though, is not one that was recorded under her own name. This is one she made for the great band leader Hogan Hancock. This side came to my attention via another Hancock, our very own Colin, who transferred it onto YouTube recently, and I transcribed it from that very video. And I think it was introduced to him by Kevin Coffey, I believe. So this is a number that's going to be sung by our very own Mike Davis, and it's called You Can Tell Her Anything Under the Sun.
Count the intro, everyone. One, two, three, four.
How about another hand for Mike Davis on the singing and cornet solo? A lot of these sides are kind of, or all of the sides, are sort of popular songs of the era, if you like. And in my research, I couldn't actually find out who arranged them, so if anyone here does know that, please let me know. They kind of have like a minute of published stock or sheet music to them, and then they really go off into some quite inventive places, like that sort of Panama quote at the beginning of the last one. So yeah, they're really fantastic and as engaging as the bass playing, really. We're going to move on now to, I guess, a signature tune for Gene Austin, his nickname, and it's a tune that he had a part in writing. It's called The Voice of the Southland. for our reed section, Natalie Scharf, Richard Exall and David Lukács. Some fine work in that last one. Hopefully it should be clear to you by now just how virtuosic Thelma Terry was. Every note I'm playing here is as close as I can manage to exactly what she did on the records. And for me personally, I don't really know where she got it from. There are other slap players of the era, like Steve Brown, Pops Hoster, but her level of kind of rhythmic power, her syncopations, and her sort of triplets and stuff is really like another level. So I feel like she might have discovered this stuff on her own. At least I haven't heard anyone else playing like this. Do let me know if you find anything good. We're going to move on now to, I guess, our sort of light and gentle moment of the set. And we're featuring Josh Duffee on the tune Percussion. Josh Duffee, everyone. And fittingly for a light and sweet number, this one's called Starlight and Tulips. And also, how about Graham Hughes there on the lovely, wobbly, muted trombone? And I should say, masterminding the whole operation, Lewis Taylor on lead trumpet. It's time for another vocal, and it's also time for you to meet our guitarist and banjo player, Curtis Volp. We'll be playing a few breaks, and you'll also hear a lovely piano solo coming up from David Boeddinghaus. As I said, most of the sides came from a session in March 1928. We're going a little bit later now, to September, and this is something called When Sweet Susie Goes Steppin' By.
birds and bees begin to sing. They think it's the first of spring when sweet Susie goes stepping by. All the fellows envy me, they're as jealous as can be when sweet Susie goes stepping by. And every time I take her walking down the avenue, people stare and declare, don't they make a happy pair? Fellows sigh and say, oh my, tip their hats and wave their eye when sweet Susie goes stepping by.
Unfortunately, we're coming to the end of our time together with Thelma. There's loads and loads to say about her. Her life is fascinating and sad and tragic and brilliant. If you do want to know more about that, there's some lovely people I'd like to name check who I came across in my research. Obviously, Kevin Coffey and Colin, who's sort of worked with this. Brian, who publishes his wonderful magazine, Vintage Jazz Mart, has written about her. In fact, I meant to show you all this. This is what she looks like. She was actually a cover star of the magazine. If anyone wants to see. It would be remiss of me not to mention how Thelma's career ended quite abruptly in 1929. And I've deliberately not mentioned this till now. Thelma, unfortunately, faced lots of pretty vile misogyny during her career. Even now, when people write about her, the first sentence is always, Thelma was attractive. You would never write that about a male musician. Exactly, never. And also never. And in the time, as you can imagine, it was even worse. I mean, Eddie Condon writes about her briefly, and once again, the first thing he says is, look at this lovely blonde coming to play. And I have it, Natalie knows a relative of the piano player in his band, I think, who confirms that she faced pretty awful behaviour, right, from people at the time. So when in 1929 she met a rich businessman called Willie Haar, she thought, great, I'm going to get out, I'm going to get married, I'll have children and a comfortable life. Who can blame her, really? But what a sad loss to music that was. Someone with this absolute sublime skill, really. I mean, these parts are easily the hardest thing I've ever had to play on this stage, and the most I've ever practiced for a set at Whitley Bay, which, bear in mind, all the bassists I've been asked to be over the years should tell you all you need to know about her and her level of skill and talent. But anyways, we have the 6 sides under her name. We have the recent sides that are being unearthed by the people I've mentioned. There's also a book currently in progress by a researcher called Melody Ruiz. If you Google her, you'll find her. And there's an Instagram account called, I think, Thelma Terry Book. Do keep an eye on that, because I bet when it comes out, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. Anyways, shall we hear some more music? I've saved the hottest side till last. And also the hardest side, so you think I can actually play the bass before you sort of see steam coming off it during the next one. This is a number called The Lady of Havana. It was first recorded with Hogan Hancock's band, who I mentioned earlier, and then Thelma recorded it again under her own name with even more slap bass. So we're doing that second version. You're going to hear a little bit of everybody. Let's do a final roll call. In the brass, Graham Hughes, Lewis Taylor, Mike Davis. In the rooms, David Lukács, Whitley, Exall, Natalie, Scharf. And here in the middle section on my left, Josh Duffee, Curtis Volp, and David Boeddinghaus. They've all done us proud and Thelma proud, I hope, as well. And it's been such a joy bringing this music back to life for the first time in 98 years, whatever it's been. Let's finish with Lady of Havana.